of Week 3, and we've got a lot of quarterback news for you. Welcome to NFL Total Access with Scott Hansen. I'm Lindsay Rhodes.
Yeah, Breeze coming back, Brady saying bye, and Patrick Mahomes actually doing what he did today. You got to take a look at this. Just 6 days ago, you'll remember, Mahomes' kneecap was popped out of the socket. Today at Chiefs practice, he's in a helmet and shoulder pads, jogging around and throwing the football. Kansas City hosts Green Bay on Sunday Night Football this weekend. And as I bring in NFL media insider Ian Rappaport, it's pretty remarkable to see him out there, but there's no way that he actually plays on Sunday, right?
Nah, he's not going to play on Sunday. But everything else regarding Patrick Mahomes, his knee, which of course you mentioned, they dislocated kneecap that left him writhing in pain a couple weeks ago. That's something that obviously garnered all of our attention. Everything has been good news. The fact that he is out on the practice field just goes to show you this is expected to be a short recovery. Not going to play this week. Unlikely, from what I understand, to play next week. Maybe he has an outside shot at being back in 3 weeks, which would be incredible news. The original timeline I received was 3 to 5 weeks. Whether or not they're going to play him before the bye was the big question. Maybe now this accelerated timetable, which of course he wants to be back on the field, is actually possible. Obviously, we're going to be monitoring this very closely. Another quarterback situation we are going to be monitoring, Nick Foles, the Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback, who, of course, they paid so much money for in free agency, entered the year as a starter, all of this before Minshew Mania. He officially returned to practice this week. My understanding is the hope is that he is back in 2 weeks. And at this point, what I understand, he is going to be elevated to the active roster at the first time he is eligible to. What we do not know is he actually going to be the starting quarterback? Team not going to make that decision until they have to.
Ian Rappaport with the latest there. Speaking of quarterbacks on the comeback, Drew Brees is getting close, maybe close enough to play this weekend. The 12-time Pro Bowler practiced today. He's missed 5 games with the thumb injury. Sean Payton says he expects Brees to be a game-time decision on Sunday. Brees himself expects to play.
Are you going to play this week?
That's the plan. We'll see.
What will go into your decision? Is it your decision?
Just making sure I can be me.
Is it strictly your call, or is it the whole organization? What will go into the whole final decision to see if you play?
I think I'll tell Sean if I'm ready, and he'll believe me.
You said making sure you're you. Do you feel like you?
Yeah, I do. But man, I got to get into practice and get some live reps. You know, I need some competition.
For more on Brees and the Saints, let's go to Steve Wyche at Saints headquarters.
Saints quarterback Drew Brees practiced for the first time in more than a month Wednesday, and although no official decision has been made as to whether he'll start against the Arizona Cardinals Sunday, Brees said he's going to continue to do everything in his power to do so, and that means feeling comfortable with accuracy and his delivery of throwing the football. Now, Brees said he's been throwing a regulation football for the past 2 weeks, and that taking a snap from under center is not going to be a problem, and that he won't have to wear a glove for his grip, although he will wear some type of support. Now, as for backup Teddy Bridgewater, he was asked if he planned on starting against the Arizona Cardinals, and he said he's just going to continue to prepare for the Cardinals as he has for every other team. And as for his eventual fate of becoming Brees' backup, Bridgewater just said, I'm going to continue living in the moment. Everything runs its course. Everything happens for a reason.
Teddy Bridgewater's been everything the Saints could have hoped for when Drew Brees went down. 5-0 as the Saints quarterback. You've got Kyle Allen at 4-0, and Allen still hasn't thrown an interception. And Gardner Minshew has had some magical moments for the Jags with Nick Foles out of the lineup. It's been the year of the backup quarterback. We got to get a Hall of Famer's opinion on this one, though, Kurt. Those guys you just saw on the screen there, or any other backup quarterback, has any one of them earned the right to keep the job when the quote-unquote regular starter comes back?
Man, I tell you what, all 3 of them have played extremely well in some really tough situations. Teddy's been great, but come on. Drew Brees is coming back. He's going to get the job. Kyle, been great as well, but when Cam Newton is healthy, an MVP-type player, a guy that's been to the Super Bowl, that's going to be tough as well, although I could see them going with Kyle. The third one is the one that's most interesting to me. Gardner Minshew has shown me something about kind of his moxie, his ability to make plays, the way he sparked this offense, And then you look at the guy that, I guess was ahead of him or they brought in Nick Foles, who I know he's won a Super Bowl, has been a Super Bowl MVP, but doesn't quite have the resume of those other two guys and hasn't really done anything in Jacksonville. So he's not kind of entrenched as the starter there. That's going to be a very interesting decision when the time comes. I know Nick is getting back out on the practice field, but I could see them staying with Gardner Minshew, at least for the short term, to see how he finishes up.
Yeah, either way, they really found something in the late rounds with Gardner Minshew, whether it's for the rest of this year or going forward, it would appear. Gardner Minshew and the Jags taking on the Jets this weekend. Sam Darnold coming off a rough performance on Monday Night Football. What would your advice be to Sam as he tries to bounce back?
Well, I mean, I think the first thing is just you got to leave it behind you. We're always about one game and clear, no matter whether it's good or bad. You got to let it go. And I would just say, all of us have been there. We've all been in those situations where it doesn't go your direction or you're getting hit a lot. There's a lot of pressure on you and you start to get ultra sensitive to the things going on around you. You start, feeling pressure or seeing pressure that's maybe not quite as close as it has been in the past. And the biggest thing for any quarterback when you get in those situations is you have to have the ability to not let that affect you. You have to say, even though maybe the guys up front or the scheme hasn't given me a reason to trust them, I have to trust them anyways. It's the hardest thing about playing quarterback in the National Football League is to trust the guys around you when you're not really sure what's going on. And he's going to learn from this. He's going to get better. But we have every single one of us, no matter how good the quarterback, has been in that situation before.
And great news for Darnold. He does not have to see the number one defense in the NFL anymore. The New England Patriots are off the schedule for the rest of the year. All right, Kurt's sticking around on NFL Total Access. Your top 5 from Week 7 coming up.